surely as human beings we have a responsibility to look after people, or to at least provide the basics. And I think,
but on principle, though, you should do that for everybody in the country.
Absolutely.
First.
I just spoke to my mum, man. She said the abuse just.
Somebody has overheard yourself talking about like walking around the site discussing our vulnerabilities.
Obviously, he'd be a bit stupid doing that if he's live to the
Well,
world.
yeah,
but
so. I'm telling him about the police.
But part of it is evidence gathering, isn't it? Because there's so much that goes off that's corrupt and one-sided.
Okay.
We just have a right to sort of record it.
We've got to be humanity. The Bible says, love your neighbour as yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot in the Bible that would also be against all of this, and you've got to
coming over against your Bible.
Yeah.
The amount of money spent on protecting them by the police.
Exactly.
All around the back as well, look. All tactical.
Yeah,
that's loads in beyond there as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely loads.
Go up our street.
Hang on. So the way around.
Mind them what country they're in.
Get them out! 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 Get them out!
Oh! Are you proud of yourself? You're really proud of yourself. Now it's been violent. You're looking violent. Why are you proud of yourselves? What are you proud about?
Why can you
You're proud
people
about?
right
Can you buy
our
like,
young
no,
girls
Christ,
and
just
women
because you mortgage.
dirty pigs?
Not buying mortgage for you. Why are you standing there like it's not really hard? Do you know what I mean, like, right? Hey, mate, I'm shutting your head. I don't care about prison. Done it loads of times because you pricks. I'm telling you, right, you're very insultive to our country. Why are you? Look at him, look, right, yeah. Look at him, mate. And how dickhead I am. Oh, bless you. You're Morgan, mate, tonight, have this. You're Morgan. Look at me. Who's paying it? Wow.
You'll get dinner tonight
No
for
feelings
free.
or nothing. No feelings whatsoever. Why are you standing with these? Why are you standing with them? I mean,
If I was a copper, I'd say, the way I'm going, I'd refuse to stand on it.
Be human, English person. You see what I'm saying? Rapists and all that. think that's what they're doing.
There'll be no house for our kids because these lot are going to be giving it.
Well, you're wearing masks. Yeah, it's illegal that is in the country. Section 35 on you. I was in the police area. Section 35. Yeah, okay. As you understand English, yeah. You understand English. You took a photo of me.
It used to be a nice hotel, this did.
Oh God, it did. Look at it, they used to have weddings.
So why are you standing up from paying your £60 and £90 like? Get out of being a dopey donut.
You don't pick it up.
And if that's aggressive, I'm ever so sorry. I apologise. This is still our country, you know what I mean?
Do you want to have a go? Can you have a go? We go.
Soldiers sleeping in.
Since 2021, two major hotels in Cannock have been used to house legal migrants. The Holiday Inn and Roman Way Hotel the former MP Amanda Milling. She actually did successfully lobby for its closure, and the site was cleared in 2024. But despite this, the Roman Way Hotel was secretly reopened in November 2024, which we did pay a visit to. They took it down, so I might have to re-upload that so you can check that out.
Everyone can go on in December, come back home and start complaining about the weather. But he can try 100 goals, but when he hits the paint.
Currently everyone's just moved around to the fence, which is their official entrance, just so the focus isn't on all the unwashed, because I think that's what they want. They get off on the shouting at us. So like the lady said on the megaphone, she's like, we're not here to entertain the agitators, we're here to protest for a reason. As you can see, they've all just marched down here where we can actually see into the grounds. They're obviously just giving their opinions on what they think to the actual security, which are probably migrants themselves. They've made sure they've got all their masks on, which I think, to be honest, were introduced for this reason, weren't they? For security used to hide behind and then go, oh, it's for infection. I like that banner.
I'm a member of the press, mate. I should be allowed to film what I want. Section 17.
Have you got your ID?
What do you mean, part of the press?
You say
You've got to make sure there's no breach of the
You want
peace going on.
credentials from me? You're trying to say I need credentials in order
Just
to be a...
can you identify yourself as a member of the press to corroborate what you're saying?
I can give you my name if you want my name.
Okay, but that's not what I've asked, is it?
Well, you're asking me for credentials.
Have you got credentials?
This is where have you got credentials?
credentials?
Where's your warrant card?
It's here.
Yeah, let me see it. I want to see your warrant card.
If you're here as part of the protest, you're not allowed in this area at the moment. That's what I was about to ask you.
Yeah,
step back over that side.
That's what they're just having a discussion about, so we're just waiting till they finish their moving
Okay.
You guys are here as part of the protest. You guys are here as part of the protest.
We're here to facilitate everyone's human right, the ability, freedom of speech, and to facilitate peaceful protest.
Yeah,
if it steps beyond peaceful protest, then that's when we'll get involved.
These guys weren't informed that they couldn't go over there, so they've gone over there, and now they're just having the discussion about why they can't go over. So it's not like they're persistent on trying to get involved.
What time are you dropping them home tonight?
Come up with the
Dropping who home?
Based on them weirdos over there.
We're not involved. Like I say, we're here
They're not busting them out of it.
We're here to facilitate peaceful protest. But what I will
So whose side are
ask
you on?
is...
Hang on, forget what side I'm on. You're not
It's a
impartial.
neutral area.
Don't give me your impartial.
Yeah.
Give me your impartial.
I'm just going to wait for him to move. I'm not going to go any further.
Anybody phones the police over a crime, where are you?
Like I've been trying to explain
Get
to
out
you.
my face. Stop stepping towards me. Give me some personal
I'm trying
space.
to talk to you, but you've been asked.
Give me some personal space.
Is that why they came over, because of us? Did they all come over because of us?
No.
That's all. So please would you do that?
That's the thing you see.
No, don't worry. We know you're not kicking off. We know you're here.
Yeah.
asking the
But
questions.
obviously, just because of what's happening in other areas, you can't leave somebody on their own because they get targeted.
No, completely understandable.
Okay, so there is a legitimate question here. Right? Okay?
So it looks like here so as you can see here, the police are actually all parked in the car park. Coach there, bit suspicious, but I think it was there when we visited before, so I reckon that's just on standby for their trips out. But yeah, it does look like it, you know, who knows, they could have been coached in, couldn't they, lefties? Yeah, this is the back area where you've got the extended rooms at the back. And then, yeah, quite a lot of police, a few police fans here. Tactical as well. And we can hear some dogs barking, so I assume they've got a dog unit nearby. But yeah, seems a bit overkill, doesn't it? I mean, there's not that many here. I mean, nothing's changed at the minute, so I don't know what would have prompted them to get this van on the move. Seems a bit weird. Let's see what happens. It is strange to see, because the thing is it's almost as if they're on their side, aren't they? They're using their car park, they're defending them no matter what. And as you can see, not a massive crowd, just locals standing up, and they're quite far away. Here we can see a few workers or traitors. What would you say? How much do they actually know about what's going on? Are they being kept in the dark so that they carry on providing their services at the hotel? You'd think if you were fully aware, you'd say, no, I'm not having any part of this, because it's risking the people. So, yeah, as you can see, there's everybody's got quite a big crowd when we arrived. Oh, there you go. Look, not a fan of being caught at work. That's how it stands. We're going to monitor the place, aren't we? So if anything bad happens there in future with any of the migrants, it's going to be on them, isn't it? They're going to be indirectly involved. Do you want that on your conscience? I'd say no. So leave, get out, and you'd probably be surprised how many people would help them if they left and they need to work elsewhere. All they need to do is reach out and stand up. But nothing in life worth doing was ever easy, was it? So yeah, there was a big crowd here before. Sort of fizzled out a bit now. There's still a few holding on. And this is the actual main entrance to the Roman Way Hotel. So it's out of the way, which I think they're like. And here just some of the tactical team on standby.
But if these people weren't here, we wouldn't be having all these rapes and murders.
From the people that, but there's good and bad on all sides, isn't there?
Yeah, you said it, but they're coming daily.
Yep.
Yeah. Last 8 days we've had boats. 2 days ago we had 900 come across. That would fill 3 of these hotels.
Yeah.
And it can't carry on, can it?
So I agree that people coming on boats is not a good way for people to come into the country. So what is the alternative? Because you can't apply. My understanding is you can't apply for asylum or refugee status from outside of the UK, but you can't get a visa to come into the UK legally to apply for asylum.
But what are they fleeing from France?
Well, I agree. That's an issue. But everybody has a right to choose where, or ask to choose where they live. Do you agree?
I think some people are just coming for the freebies.
What are the freebies? What do we think
what
the freebies
are? Roman Way Hotel.
Yeah, accommodation, I agree.
Phones, clothes, vouchers. You should know, there's not enough, there's too many charities that are willing to bend over backwards to help foreign men. And we've got our own people suffering.
The front of the queue with healthcare and housing.
Healthcare,
we've seen it in person. We've seen
I mean, I think that we have to get documented evidence of that happening. I think that
we've got it.
And then that's fair enough. I think that a local asylum seeker or whatever these people are in here, they get £47 a week, kind of spending money, I suppose, or whatever you want to call it, and they get their food and their board. Yeah. But what are we to do with people that come over? Because ultimately they are human beings.
But if we cut all the benefits, if there was no money, no hotel, would they still come here?
I don't know. You'd have to find out. But what is the date? What do we do? They are human beings.
The thing is that the angle of saying that they're human beings, so to protect them and make sure they're safe, don't let them come here, because then they'll be in their own country and they'll sort their issues there. But coming here in mass,
some of the guys that I've met from here,
you're putting them at more harm by letting them come over here in mass, though. Do you know what I mean?
Some of the guys that I've met from this hotel, have been arrested in their own countries, have been tortured for standing up for women's rights.
But like you said to us about the documents, is there evidence? But is there evidence of that though?
Well, they come from Iran. So if you come from Iran, we only have their word for it. That's a fair point.
Just to jump in there, because the thing is, we've spoke to some before and at hotels, and they tell us this stuff, but they're laughing as they say. Yeah, we spoke to one guy and he had a letter from a solicitor that was telling him all the things to say to make sure he guarantees. So
and that's why people have got to be processed quickly and understand. But my whole argument is we can't. for whatever reason, we haven't been able to stop the boats coming over.
Yeah.
That's not happened.
Yeah.
France hasn't stopped them. So surely as human beings we have a responsibility to look after people, or to at least provide the basics. And I think,
but on principle, though, you should do that for everybody in the country
absolutely,
first.
and we do.
And it's so out of balance. That's the issue.
Well, like, we do. But I think if you're gonna say that, then you have to investigate. Because I hear a lot about people saying, well, what about the homeless people? Which I completely agree with. As a church, we would look to house people, but you have to go and find out why those people are homeless. Some of them, it is a choice. Not all of them. Some of them, it isn't a choice. So I think it's so nuanced that I don't think what's happening here. I don't agree with either side shouting at each other. I don't think that's going to work.
Well, the thing is with this, the issue with this is that to an extent, this is all by design. And and the thing is if they stop hurling abuse and actually sort of try to talk to us, because we've tried to do it, and we could actually say to them, look, the things that they're shouting at you, we've got evidence of. So like the free healthcare, the free housing, all that. But you know, every time you try and engage,
they are going to get free healthcare. You're right, because if somebody's in there and they're ill, they're going to get free healthcare, aren't they? But
they get it whether they're ill or not, though.
But when there's people that there's people that like we know, and people reach out to us and they tell us about the waits and and whatever, and they're getting it at the hotel.
That's not these guys' fault.
No.
It's
well, no, we're not directing it at them. But this is the thing. But they never stop to talk to us to see what our issues are.
No, I agree.
Because a lot of the people here, I've been talking to locals here, and a lot of them, they're disappointed in them because they're like, I wish they knew what we knew. They're not being nasty, and their issue is with all the government and the councils and all this. So, but the thing is that you can never sort of establish that communication.
No, because
so that's why things like this, and I think, to be honest, like in my experience, this is where the police sort of facilitate it, and they don't even realise. Obviously, there's certain higher up.
Let us talk to them. So,
no, because I think if they come together at the moment, it's just going to be needless violence. Isn't it?
Today we went out and we what was it, reporting on Iranian as well? You said about Iranian. Iranian that went out and raped a local teenage girl.
And that's not right. That is. I'm not.
But now you're saying, they're sticking up for women's rights.
But then. That isn't right, and that person should be arrested, dealt with, go to prison, deported if that's.
But when you look at when those things happen, though, they get treated differently. They get let off because of silly things like, oh, I didn't know it was illegal in this country. This isn't a joke. This is actual.
No, and people, that needs to be eradicated. And people that can't, if you break the law, you break the law, and that should be it. But I just don't think. I just think that we are humans. And we've just got to.
No, the thing is, I agree to an extent, but like I said before, the best humanitarian thing you can do is to not let them come here in the amount that they're in, the numbers that they're coming. Because the thing is, there's so many here now. What
I would do is I would allow people to apply for asylum outside of the UK.
But why in France? They don't need to come here.
No, I can't answer that. I don't have a good answer for that. So I'm not going to try and fob you off with a great answer to say, well, why are you leaving France and coming over here? I don't know that, and that's above my grade. But if the British government would allow people to apply for asylum outside,
that doesn't make sense. You sound like a hypocrite there.
Why is that?
Because we've just turned around and said to you there, that they've already got asylum. They've already sought asylum by the time they're in France. And you've just turned around and said, well, I'm not going to answer, I don't know about that.
Oh, no,
you can't deny that is the fact, By the time they leave their countries and travel across Europe, they've already sought asylum, I spoke to a migrant at a tent camp in the middle of Manchester, He turned around and told me he'd been living in Germany for a good period of time. When I turned around and said, why didn't you stay in Germany? Why didn't you stay in France? You know his answer was, because I can't get freebies, can't get my papers.
Well,
so they've already seek their asylum.
Okay, so I can't argue. I'm not going to argue with that. What I'm saying is, if people want to come and live in the UK, if they want to come and for whatever reason, now you can argue. I can say whether they're asylum seekers, whether they're migrant workers or whatever. If they can't apply for asylum outside of the UK, if they want to come here, should we not allow at least them to apply? Why would that be though?
I think when you get to the,
why can't they improve their own country?
But let's be honest. If you lived in, say, Iran, where
are you Church of England, by the way?
No. So if you lived in Iran and you were being arrested or abused or whatever,
neighbouring country.
But people, why do people have? Why can't people move? Now they can
not
apply
got the same values. We've not got.
But then there's the other side. There's the other side, isn't there? It's like where do you sort of draw the line? Because just the number.
You draw the line
just
by
the
saying,
numbers.
I agree.
Forget all the politics and everything. But if you just look at the numbers, it's too much. It's too much.
If people come in, they should be processed,
Yeah.
and whatever the rules that have been voted in by the people, by the governments of the time, whatever they've said about this is what if you've got this is you can stay, then we work on that, and then people get processed, and then they get sent. If they're not meant to be here, they get sent home.
Do you believe in mass deportations?
No, I believe in fairness. I believe in people being assessed and being.
You're not
Do you
worried
think children being raped is fair?
No. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you think children being raped, sexually harassed, followed, do you think any of that's fair?
No, it's not fair at all. But can you give me evidence that has been reported to the police that from this hotel that has happened? That's all I'm asking. If you give me evidence, I'll accept it.
Okay.
But
there has been people from this hotel.
There haven't been from this people.
From this hotel that have followed minors and women home from school and things like that. It's come from locals. Locals aren't just going to make it up.
It doesn't get the coverage.
It doesn't get the coverage.
But so have they local? I'm local. I live here.
You live. So you're local to Cannock.
Yeah.
So you
absolutely.
know Warsaw's only 15 minutes down the road.
I know where Walsall is. Yeah.
I protested 2.5 years ago with a few others, when they were much smaller. We stressed our concerns about these people coming here. What happened? What happened to Rihanna Sky White? What happened
was that
to
the murder at Walsall?
What happened to her? She was stabbed in the back of the neck with a screwdriver over a packet of biscuits, sir.
Unacceptable. I'm not defending that. I'm not defending, but you can't lump every person.
But if we don't do that, we're going to have more attacks.
But the thing is, you open when they're completely unknown. Yes, there's a humanitarian side, but there's also the idea of like somebody being unknown is just an open door to things like that where people get stabbed.
We don't know anybody. I don't know you. You could. I'm sure you're not a mad axe murderer or anything like that, but you could be, couldn't you?
Not yet.
No, not yet. And you don't know me. I could be a mad axe murderer. I'm not. Being a minister in the town, I chat to some of the homeless, a lot of the homeless people, and some of them have been offered accommodation, won't go. That's their choice. Others, they're on the street.
So you're a minister of the town.
Yeah.
So don't you think that you have a responsibility to the people of this town?
The
people in the hotels.
I have a responsibility. I believe that everybody is created in the image of God.
You've got to put your own people first, bud. We're being raped and murdered.
I think that we've got to we've got to be humanity. The Bible says, "Love your neighbour as yourself."
Yeah, there's a lot in the Bible that would also be against all of this, and you've got to
interest. You've got to coming over here are against your Bible.
Yeah.
They don't care what you say out of that Bible. They're against it. They've come to take over.
Again, where is your evidence of that?
Would you not want to protect your own religion in this country?
I don't.
You know it's massively under attack, right?
Yeah, I know. I've been a minister for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, the evidence is. Like obviously people like ourselves that go to these hotels and hear what they say, and other people do, and that footage is available on there. And
I watch the guys on YouTube.
You can see a pattern of events, and they're not holding back on what they think of this country. Like the thing about the humanitarian thing, you've just got to be careful, because obviously that gets a bit sort of like hippie and wishy-washy, and then it's like even evil is good, and it's like you have to be.
Oh no,
you have to put justice where it's deserved.
I'm not condoning any evil act.
But you have to see where it starts brewing, and you can look back in history.
I think that there's got to be a better way of dealing with this.
You can't just let everybody in from anywhere else. There has to be a line. Do you know what I mean? You have to keep it in sort of a healthy ratio with the people that are native.
So you need to find a way
that's what I'm saying.
Processing people.
Yeah. But the thing is, when we're doing the absolute opposite of that, whether people believe it or not, and all the evidence that's gathered by people filming or interviewing them, it just says they're getting everything instantly. So you can listen to the news or politicians and say, "Oh, we're going to do this," but there's no action, and that's why people like this are frustrated.
Yeah,
because they want to see action.
But screaming and shouting.
But the thing is, can you blame them? Because they work, they get home, they listen to the news, they don't feel like politicians are representing them. You know, so what do they have to resort to? They have to come here and just be human.
Protest was planned
and just say, look, I'm annoyed.
Come over to.
Oh yeah, I mean they're a counter protest. That's
a paid counter protest.
I don't know if they're paid or not. I don't know.
If they felt like they were truly represented by somebody, I think there wouldn't be so much protest around the country, because I think somebody is honestly fighting for our beliefs.
So gents, I'm going to have to go. But
yeah, no worries.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, appreciate you talking peacefully.
No, it's all right. I'm happy to.
Somebody has overheard yourself talking about like walking around the site, discussing like vulnerabilities of ways and means to get in.
So basically, what you're telling me is,
so that's just what's been
you've
passed
got
to
a
me.
police officer watching my live stream, and they've told you to come and have a word with me.
So what I'm saying is that's what's been passed to me, that you've been discussing this walking around filming.
I've been discussing. This is outrageous.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything more than that.
I've been talking to my live stream.
Do you know who it was that said it?
No, literally. So all that's happened is the boss said, "Can someone go and speak to him about it?" Right. So
who's him?
Him, yourself.
So how do I know it's me?
Person with the GoPro on a rig with grey top and grey bottoms. So that's the description I've been passed.
Because obviously first port of call is obviously he'd be a bit stupid doing that if he's live. To the world,
but I'm telling him about the police resources that are being used at this place. You've got a load of dogs around the back. How many dogs are around the back?
I don't actually know the answer to that.
It sounds like 3 or 4.
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head.
Okay.
But like I say, given what I've just been told, I've just come to have a conversation with you about it. What have you actually been discussing? Is it like?
Are you actually serious? You're asking me what I've been discussing. Can you hear yourself?
I can ask a question.
It's outrageous. Look at what
you really are Keir Starmer's goons.
I know, Stormtroopers.
All I'm doing is trying to have a conversation.
No, you're trying to suppress people's freedom of speech.
Not at all.
You are. It's what you're doing.
Arguably, I'm encouraging you to speak.
You're actually a disgrace. You should start honouring your oath, or take that uniform off. One of the two.
Look at
either honour your oath or take off the uniform.
So what you could do is you could send your boss the link to the live stream, because you can rewind it and look.
Are you willing to share that? Because I'll do that.
He's clearly watching it. If he's heard me say something,
that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't make sense for him to have to backtrack on what he said when the evidence is there.
Are you his dad? Are you his dad? Did you give birth to him? Are you his mum? Are you his mum? Are you his dad? No. He's got no right. He's got no right. He doesn't have to speak to him.
Clipped it then.
He doesn't have to speak.
He's watching the live, and he's told him, "Go and tell that guy there."
Is that what you think it's at? Because like I say, I've had very...
You've come over to me and said, I'm talking about breaking into the hotel.
So I've had very limited information. You've got to understand that. I've got social media, that kind of thing.
Well, it's partly that. People want to do it for YouTube and that, but part of it is evidence gathering, isn't it? Because there's so much that goes off that's corrupt and one-sided.
Right,
we just have a right to sort of record it.
Happened, citizen journalists caught the police busting stand-up to racism protests out the area.
Sorry, run that by me again.
So you guys, you say that you're just letting everyone protest. In Epping, the police bust stand up to racism protests out the area.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. I guess just think of it from our point of view. When a constable comes over and asks you questions, it seems like questioning, not a chat.
Yeah, but I'm not cautioning you on nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing it for the sake of prosecution and evidence gathering or anything like that. I'm doing it to kind of so I can feed back to my command structure if they've got a risk of a break on this side of the site. That's all. So we can make informed decision making about risk.
Yeah.
It's just about kind of trying to keep lines of communication between the groups clear to try and avoid friction.
Yeah.
Because we're all here for the same reason.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, trying to avoid the friction, but a part of that is
we could do with some Star Wars music, couldn't we?
Communication. Obviously, spoke to one of your colleagues when we got here, so I'd have thought they'd have just radioed it on or whatever. I was just wondering at what point they decide they need to get the camera out.
And the dog.
Yeah. The thing is, it's tempting to just try and run in now, but they'll get you for it. Wait, only joking, mate. You have to remember, locals in Cannock have been looking out for the community and making a stand for a while now, even back when they held a successful protest in the centre. So yeah, if you can get out and support where you can, because you only really find out the truth by talking to actual locals, the facts about what's going on in their community and the risks they face, not from unhinged people, that get paid to travel far on a bus and agitate communities.